We spoke a little bit earlier about Jahiem, and I don't know if you got a chance to listen to the snippets of some of his new music that
Hmm.
he had. He did a sort of a listening party for 40 minutes, and he was just playing some songs. And I don't know if you got to listen to any of them and your thoughts on them.
I did actually.
What were your
I was
thoughts?
surprised. I was surprised he was actually giving us a sneak peek into the music that he's been working on this time. We haven't heard from him in a while, and especially after that controversial challenge that he posed towards Usher.
Yeah,
So to me, that's confidence as an artist, where like, hey, I have a right to challenge anybody I want. Listen to what I got. And so I have listened to the songs. I thought they were really good. He did a remake of Fire and Desire, originally done by Rick James and Tina Marie.
okay, that was a
And I
duet
like
one.
that. Yeah, I actually like that one better than there was a remake of that done by Coco and Johnny Gill.
Mm,
It was on the Booty Call soundtrack in the 90s, if anybody
okay,
remembers that soundtrack. And I like that one. Like that one was good. So this one actually tops that to me.
wow,
I like this one better. Um, and he did some other songs. Like one is like almost like it's kind of
like
a play off
elusive.
of what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's what I was gonna say, like
yeah,
a
he's
Marvin
adding a
Gaye
lot of
type of.
more of that. Before he was trying to avoid the Luther comparisons. I see he's leading into the Luther
Yeah,
comparisons now,
yeah,
and he has a "What's Going On" kind of song that's kind of Marvin Gaye-ish, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
more updated for today. And I thought
yeah.
lyrically it was definitely topical, and it was definitely now. So I don't know. I think he has some strong stuff because in comparison to some of the stuff that I've heard Usher doing, and Usher's been doing a lot of trend chasing and stuff
Mm,
and doing kind of what everybody else is doing. It to me, Ja's kind of staying in his bag. He's like,
yeah.
this is my lane, and take it or leave it. This is who I am, and I like that he's staying in his lane. So I kind of like that. Now Usher, I do have like a few of the songs he's put out. I do like that one song. I don't remember what it's called. That's sad. I don't even remember the name. Was it Bad Decisions or Bad Timing? I don't know. But that song I do like. But other than that, Usher, he's kind of lost his way. I would like for him to find his way. But back to Jahiem,
Yeah.
I think the music was definitely it was kind of good. It gave me hope in R&B.
Mm.
Um, and so hopefully he'll have success with it. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, I was pleasantly surprised, staying true to the soul, neo soul stuff that we got when he and Maxwell, no, he and D'Angelo,
Mhm.
were coming out with stuff, and and almost as if why aren't people being brave enough to sing and just put out music, because there's that
Right.
sense of this is what's hot, so we need to follow that sort of trend. And I just thought, wow, this is great. My concern with any music that's not backed by a major label is
Yeah.
how does it get, how do you make money from it? Because you know people of of my generation are rather will watch on YouTube, or maybe if our local radio station plays it, we'll listen to it. But when we no one, if I can't buy a CD, I don't have a CD player. Um, do I don't have the time to download music, because I don't have a space to listen to it. So it's almost as if I may watch the video, and I think it's a very our consuming
Well,
stuff. I'd watch a video of it and like, oh, that's a nice song, more so than listening to it on my phone. So I just wonder, just if when our R&B guys, are guys as in men, females, come out with
mhm.
music, what do you think their expectation is? Is it to try and go gold and try and make money from it, or is it like, okay,
Well,
here's the music, I'm going on tour now?
I don't know. I mean, I think you're kind of talking from a business standpoint, as you would. But I think that as an artist, as a songwriter, as a singer, um, at the core of what you do, it isn't about the money. So
Yeah.
there's that side of it. But there are ways to make money. And I think that people are finding them. I just think that they're not well publicized.
Mm.
Because if we're really honest, I mean, how many times do we have to hear these stories to know that even the people that are on the major labels are not making any money from their albums? Like we're getting all these, I mean, we just found out recently, Summer Walker, her record contract was leaked
Yeah.
to the public. She's not making any money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meek Mill, all these rappers that claim to be so successful and have so much money, isn't it funny that years later, oh, their label's not paying me anything, So like I said, these are propped up images. Meek Mill just recently came out and said his label wasn't paying him. Big Sean recently came out and said that Good Music owes him $6 million or whatever figure he said. So let's not get caught up in the illusion of the industry. A lot of
Yeah.
artists are not making the money that they're putting off. As far as independently, it's a lot more work, but there are ways that you can make money. But I think it's from an artistic standpoint, especially someone like Jahiem, like you said, it helps him go on tour to have a
Yeah.
new project out, and he can sell that project directly to his
Yeah.
fans. Because believe it or not, some people will still buy CDs. If you print them up, there are people who will at the end of the show will pick up those CDs, and you're going
Yeah.
to profit $15 in your pocket. That's your music. You own it.
Are places
So
is Target still selling CDs, or like Best Buy? Are they selling?
I'm talking about under the table. I'm talking about like we used to do back in the day where we would
Okay.
open up
Okay. So
we would
okay.
print up our CDs and it'd be in a trunk and we go sell. If I went to, and I'm just a supporter like that, because if you would buy a T-shirt, wouldn't you buy a CD that he signs? I mean, as a fan, if you're a fan of somebody, I don't care if CDs are popular or not. This is merchandise memorabilia of this particular artist I love, and we can't ignore that this man still has hundreds of thousands of fans out there, and of that hundreds of thousands of fans, I'm sure he can at least get 50,000 people to maybe
Yeah. Yeah.
during and then also there's other ways. I'm gonna save for a conversation later, but there's other ways to make
Mm,
money. But again, like I said, right now people, they have more freedom than ever before. And you interview Shanice, and she's such a great talent, and she was robbed of a career she could have had because she had label heads telling her what would work for her, and etc. And now she has, I'm just saying hypothetically, she has the platform to record her and write her own music and
mm,
put it out direct to consumer,
yeah.
and not have to worry about somebody else, not being successful on somebody else's ideas and somebody
Yeah.
else's thing. So
Yeah.
you also have to temper what level of success. But in the general, like I said, there's money to be made. You have to be smart. You got to get yourself around the right people, the right team. And also you have to readjust your idea of success, because
Yeah.
records are not going to sell like they used to. The
Yeah.
music industry is on a downward turn, so you got
Yeah.
to reinvent.
Yes, I mean, as I said, hopefully with Jahiem, if anyone hasn't
Yeah.
really listened to any of the tracks, I mean, I don't know how long it'll be up before a lawyer sends a thing. But yeah, just to check them out, give you feedback on what you think about them. On a side note, I did see on his IG account the controversy around the dogs, and what he
Mm,
has updated was that they actually he has people who help look after his dogs. They were constantly fed and taken care of.
right.
He's alleging that the local DA, there are who've not really people who aren't happy that he had so many dogs, have always called in the authorities that the dogs are making noise and stuff. And so when they had to evacuate due to the hurricane, they had to leave. They said, "Look, you have to leave." They already had food for the dogs. There was already water and everything, but it's just that they couldn't get back to their house on time because of the storm that happened in Jersey, and they used that opportunity to come in and create a story around that. But it's all been
Where the
dropped.
charges dropped.
Everything has been dropped because they had
But
nothing to stand against. But you
see
don't.
how they do, I want to get to this. See how they do a black man.
Yeah,
They did all of that tarnishing his name, dragging
yeah,
his name through the mud in the headlines.
yeah,
And quietly they dropped the charges. And
yeah.
nobody knows that part. They just think,
They
oh,
still,
he
yeah,
hates animals.
yeah,
See, this is the kind of stuff. And then allegedly, it was the charges were alleged. Like the whole thing is a mess. But I'm not gonna go into a big rant about that.
Yeah.
It angers me because we don't realize as viewers and consumers and stuff that there are all kinds of different things going on that are done as chess moves to destroy people
Yeah.
and their careers and their legacies. But we
Yeah.
have to kind of watch some of these stories and take them with a grain of salt, because sometimes when you're not going along with things, or when you're not you're not going to give into certain demands, certain things are created to destroy your name or
Yeah.
humiliate you. So we've seen this in movies like, and it's not far fetched, because they've even put them in fictional, in certain movies like The Five Heartbeats, where people are just, there's a dirty side to the industry.
Yeah. You know,
But I'm not gonna get into it.
you know, I was watching a film called Superman Returns. It was an old, DC film that came out,
Yeah.
and Kevin Spacey was playing Lex Luthor. And I'm watching
Hmm.
this and saying Kevin Spacey got caught up in the whole Jeffrey Wein, the not Weinstein, the Me Too. He was
Okay. Yeah.
he admitted that yes, he took advantage of young male actors, and he's
Hmm.
been dropped from everything. But the movies he was in are still being shown on TV. No one's saying take them
Right.
off the air. Do you see an episode of Cosby Show? Still not on the
Perfect
air.
example.
And
Perfect
so, and
example.
any of the movies that Harvey Weinstein has made still being shown. No one, his name will be popped up there. No one says anything. But if it's,
Right.
people, we could put a poll and says top 5 songs from the 90s. And if you could put I Believe I Can Fly there, oh, why is R. Kelly in there? He shouldn't be. It's like, wait a minute.
Right. Right.
No one
It's
is
a double
celebrating
standard.
R. Kelly, but it's like, but the song and the music was there, and you can't erase history, because if we do
Right.
that for one, we don't do that for everyone else. So it's just something that I just want people to be aware of, is that look, nobody, if somebody's been convicted and found guilty of a crime, then that's fine. But when it happens to a demographic, it not that they may go to jail, they may be cast out, but their body of work is still being made because everyone's making money out of it. When it happens to another demographic, it's almost like, okay, we're going to cancel everything. They try to do that to Michael Jackson.
Right.
When he got, they had the surviving, no, not leave Neverland sort of documentary, or everyone stopped listening to Michael Jackson. Then there was this thing, this disappeared, but found had no fathom, and then
Right.
quietly, because
Two trials, nothing.
yeah,
They
and
didn't they
so
didn't went through his
but
house, turned
yeah,
over the house, and went
but
through
the
every
first thing
bit of
they do is like
everything.
all the radio stations said, "Quick, no more Michael Jackson. Let's not play it and stuff." So it's just to say that look, we have to be, we do not condone anyone who has been convicted or who has done wrong.
Right. Because
But
Jahiem hasn't been convicted.
no, and in fact, as I said, and even if they try and retract stuff, it won't make the same noise that it would when they go in
Right.
to have a warrant to go to his place. And that's what people have to work with. Now everyone thinks of Jahiem, they think about him being cruel to dogs. They remember Michael Vick.
Right.
Michael Vick served more time in prison for for having for using dogs to fight than the kid out in Milwaukee who drove state, killed 2 people, injured one,
Wow.
got sent home. And so
Okay, tell it.
you start to see that there's an injustice. So it's just for people to be aware that look, we at no time do we condone anything. But when it comes to how Jaheem's name has been tarnished in the press, and there'll be no front page retraction on that unless he does an interview. But Jahiem generally doesn't do that. He's not, he's
Right.
reclusive, so they know he's not going to come out and tell his story. Then that's the sad thing. So I wish Jahiem luck, and I do wish that his music that we've heard, it sounds great, and hopefully
Right.
he does come back on tour and just bless us with his amazing voice.
I do too. And guys, share your thoughts below
Yeah,
and catch us on the next episode.
thanks. Thanks again for watching, guys.
And before we go, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Yeah. And also remember to turn on the notification so you can know when we have another show. But thanks again.
That too.
All right.